To the first Who Would Win of the year. So it's the new year, doing Who Would Wins, and we are finally past the Star Wars ones. Much as I love doing Star Wars, it did get a little tedious trying to think of new matches, even though I'm sure plenty exist. But, excuse me, hair. So we're going back to some standard, more interesting, more just generic, but all around different Who Would Wins. Not to say Star Wars characters still won't show up, but point remains. So we're deciding to go with the super enhanced soldiers themselves. Captain America, the first Avenger, the red, white, and blue Patriot. I don't know what his actual title was. I don't actually even know if he was a captain. And Deathstroke, the Terminator, Master Assassin himself. Now, going off these guys, they're both super soldiers. They're both chemically, artificially enhanced. And they both were bred to, they're both soldiers, but they both took slightly different paths. Whereas Captain America is a leader, he's a soldier, he's a fighter for truth, justice, and the American way. Deathstroke says, hey, give me a paycheck and I'll kill you. So let's go with Captain America first. Now, Captain America, Steve Rogers, the one how we're going on when he does have the super serum in him, because in the comics right now it's neutralized. Stands at about 6'2" and at roughly 220 pounds. Now he is in peak, the utmost physical peak strength you could be for a human being. He is beyond Olympian. He is. Everyone, I think they said at one point, I looked it up, it's like 60 miles an hour in a straight go at his best speed. He can bench press at least half a ton, and maybe more. He's got an abundant amount of stamina. He can continue. He can keep going for hours and hours on end. He's basically physically enhanced to the peak of human ability, more or less. Now he's a soldier. He's a combat. Would I say combat expert? Because I mean he fought in the war, but just because you fought in the war doesn't make you a combat expert. But he's also extremely intelligent, which helps to add into being a tactical expert. He knows how to set up vantage points. He knows how to lead his troops into battle. He's a highly skilled combatant in his own right. He is adept in nearly all forms of martial arts. Not mastered, mind you, though I'm certain he's mastered a couple of them. But he's a practitioner and adept in almost all forms of martial arts. Even Iron Fist notes that he's extremely skilled. And of course, there's the famous Captain America shield, which is made of a combination of vibranium, proto-adamantium, and a few other bits that make it basically nigh indestructible. I mean, it's beyond adamantium level. It's that impressive. The only things that really destroyed are molecular manipulation. Let me try that one more time. Molecular. Why can I not say molecular? There we go. Molecular. I got it, and then I missed it. Molecular manipulation. I said it. I got it right that time. Let's move on. Yeah, that and cosmic, reality warping abilities are the only things that can break it. And Cap can throw it. It's not only a good defensive tool because it absorbs vibrations because of the vibranium, but it's also a highly good offensive tool, being able to slice through most objects with relative ease and then come right back to him because his brain is able to process information at a faster rate. Therefore, he's able to pinpoint where he wants to throw his shield, throw it at the right speed and accuracy, and then it bounces off, ricochets, and goes back to him. That's why he's always able to throw it and catch it, because his brain is actually able to process and place the shot. He's capable of processing information at a far higher speed than most average human beings could do. Now, his suit's not bulletproof, from what I can tell. It's durable, but he's still a man. He's been killed at least once or twice in the comics, and then of course brought back. He can be killed easily with a gunshot to the head or stabbing weapons, anything like that. Also, it should be noted that because he's a trained soldier, he's also skilled with weapons like guns and knives and things like those. He doesn't really carry them that much. He just usually has a shield, but he can use them if he has to. So that's Captain America in terms of his physicality. In terms of his mentality, there are some Captain America. He's a Boy Scout. He wants to strive for the American ideal of what it used to be. Unfortunately, that leads him into conflict a lot of time with the ideas of the age. And it's led him to clash with the government on several occasions, most notably in Civil War. And unfortunately, Captain America's mentality on it, because he's a soldier, he doesn't understand. What's the best way to put it? Because it's how Civil War, the comic, kind of ends with him realizing before he gets shot, is that at the end of Civil War, Iron Man and Captain America are fighting, and Captain America beats Tony Stark, and Tony Stark just says, finish it. And then Captain America just looks around and realizes they're not fighting for anything anymore. They're just fighting. And that's not what he wanted to do. So Captain America's ideology is very conflicted, because he wants to fight for a cause, but if there's no cause to fight for, he doesn't necessarily stop fighting. It's very interesting how Captain America perceives things. However, that being said, he's also idealistic. He can be naive, and he doesn't kill usually. He tries to search for a better solution if he can, but he won't not kill. I guess it's not that he won't kill. It's that he's very. It's one of those things like if I don't want to go down that route if I have to. So that's Captain America. Now, Deathstroke, Slade Wilson. Now, Slade Wilson stands 2 inches taller than Captain America at 6'4" and 5 extra pounds at 2 foot or 225 pounds. Now, Slade Wilson also went through a super soldier program. However, Slade Wilson's results were slightly different than, say, Cap's were. As it said, the procedure destroyed his body and mind, but the actual experiment itself, the actual results, gave him a far stronger body and mind than a normal human being. It says that he can process information 9 times faster than a normal human. It's also said that he can use 90% of his brain's capacity, which we only use about 10, so it's not little. Even though we'll use that for this, we actually use about 90% of our brain, even maybe up to like 95% of our brain's capacity. We just use only 10% of it for actual thinking, roughly speaking, whereas the other remaining 85% is used for, mundane things like knowing how to poop, or knowing, knowing how to, breathe involuntary, things along those lines. It's all about like processing and sensing things. Yeah, I made a note of that when I did my review for Lucy. Point being, though, he's able to process things 9 times faster than a normal human being. He's fast enough to dodge automatic fire. He can run up to 30 miles an hour for extended periods of time. He can bench press. Excuse me. He can lift roughly about a ton, give or take. So he's beyond normal human standards. Like, he's beyond like peak human. He's slightly superhuman. It's also basically slowly aging because of it. It's a decelerated aging process given his healing factor, which he has. He's capable of surviving multiple gunshot wounds, cuts, broken bones that would normally put a man down. He can recover from them far quicker than a normal human can. His healing factor is enough that he can survive a sword impaled into his chest, only be slowed down and then keep going. Now, that being said, for some reason, it doesn't work on like things like his eye, like complex organs for some reason like that, or complex body parts such as an eye. Even though organs can regrow, they take longer to regrow. His senses are also heightened. Vision, hearing, smell, all that. Even though he's missing one eye, he doesn't seem to suffer any depth perception problems whatsoever. Let's see here. I've actually got it up right now. He's fast enough to react faster than most normal humans. His reaction speed is highly effective. He's a tactical genius. Now, when I mentioned Cap's tactical genius, no, Deathstroke's a tactical genius. He's capable of being compared to Batman in terms of his tactical methods, and actually taking out most of the Justice League at one point on his own. He carries equipment for just about all of the Justice League members, just in case, including a flashbang grenade with kryptonite in it for Superman, just to get the hell out of here, because he knows he's not going to be able to go up against Superman. His standard armor he wears is these Prometheum armor, which is it's kind of like Kevlar, and it's like a mesh armor. It's actually also regenerative armor in his case. It actually the armor actually is capable of healing itself to a degree. It means it survives bullets and things like that, but higher explosives it can't take that. He's in terms of his actual abilities now. He's a master marksman. He carries a massive amount of weapons on him usually. Now, in terms of the type of weapons I know for a fact he carries, that's not necessarily the easiest thing to pinpoint or get down. However, most notably, and I'm going by that one second. Remember, Screw Attacks battle. He can usually be he usually carries handguns. He usually has a sniper rifle on him, and he usually has a machine gun on him. He also will sometimes carry a shotgun, but for sake of the sake, we'll say he's got those three on him. In terms of hand-to-hand combat, he's beaten Batman in hand-to-hand combat, who is, I can't say bar none. There are people who are. Deathstroke technically is better in hand-to-hand combat than he is for obvious reasons. There's very few better than Batman in hand-to-hand combat in the DC universe, and he's beaten Batman in hand-to-hand combat. Therefore, he's mastered a great deal of styles, including ninjutsu, karate, jujitsu, and boxing. However, it's one of the reasons he beat Batman is because in one confrontation they had when he beat Batman is that you trained to fight, I trained to kill. That's the difference between them. He's also a master swordsman, carrying usually dual pair of katanas and his where is it? Prometheum sword. Now his Prometheum sword, and he's got an energy lance, which is a lance with a little energy blast on it, but forget that at the moment. We're going with the Prometheum sword as probably his main one. Now come on, lower the Promethean sword. Or the Promethean sword. You'll notice I didn't write this down this time. I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of doing it again. Prometheum is capable of generating and absorbing near limitless amounts of energy, and it can be used as a power source for many gadgets, including voluntary Prometheum. Deathstroke, he has a sword and staff, mesh armor, volatile Prometheum. You use this to these weapons without suffering negative side effects as a result of healing factors. So basically, it absorbs and stores energy. Prometheum sword. So his sword can basically be like fire, absorbing the energy. He's fine to a degree, obviously, or kinetic energy for obvious reasons, similar to Cap's shield a little bit, similar to the vibranium. Yeah, and then the point of the line I just said where he trains to kill. He is a mercenary. He's a stone cold killer. He trains to kill. He trains to win and kill you. He does not play game. He does not take prisoners, Wade Wilson. Well, Wade Wilson is the Terminator for a reason. And so, with that being said, he's prone to fits of rage. And if he's out of control enough, he can lose sight of what he's doing and be taken advantage of for that. He's still human. He can still have he can still be killed, like have his head taken off, a complete face blown off, just blow his entire... It'd have to be something overly lethal to kill him. For instance, like a decapitation or completely blow his heart away. So, that's Deathstroke. Now... the way this fight would probably play out is that Deathstroke hits out on Cap. Deathstroke takes the job. He's like, I'll do him for free or something like that. He finds an honor. Cap is, doing his thing, and he comes across Deathstroke. Now, Deathstroke will most likely try to take him out with a sniper. Cap hears this, and senses himself. Hears his supposed to have a shield dings, so now he's running, ding, running towards him. The sniper, Deathstroke quickly realizes that he's probably not going to be able to use a sniper, so he decides to go with another route, tries to get away, get a different advantage. But Cap bursts through, say, a window. And I'm going to assume he's out of building it in this scenario. And, keeps following him. Kind of like how he's chasing Winter Soldier. Deathstroke then more or less probably set up a few grenades or something like that to try to lure Cap in. Cap probably, gets a little beat up, but he's generally fine. Then Deathstroke tries to come at him with the combination of sword and gunplay, and then that will ensue. Cap's shield is versatile enough that he'll be able to effectively take care of the gun out of his hand, probably kick it out of his hand. The shield and sword will go clashing back and forth. Kick, throw shield. Deathstroke would probably, duck and then charge, and Cap tries to get in front of them, stop the sword, disarm them. They'll fight for hand-to-hand combat for a little bit. Deathstroke will have the edge though for hand-to-hand combat, I think, because Cap's skilled, but he's not Batman level skill. I mean, Batman even said you might be able to defeat me, but there's a difference between might and can, and I don't think in the long term Cap could beat Batman. Therefore, I don't think he could beat Deathstroke, because there's a difference in style between how they fight. Cap is just trying to incapacitate him to get information and stop him to bring him in for justice, whereas Deathstroke wants his ass dead. So Deathstroke is going to have the more lethal tactics in terms of his fighting style. But then, Cap will probably be like, Cap will realize he's losing. Give some space, maybe kick him in the shin or something. I don't know. He's probably just try to get some space. Hits him. Deathstroke just quickly rebounds, gets another pistol, or whips out one of his other guns, starts shooting him again. And Cap's shield, ching. So it's going to be a lot of back and forth for a little bit, until eventually it's like Deathstroke's out of ammo. So Cap's going to be, trying to bring you in, punch him with a shield. Unfortunately, his armor plus healing factor is going to make it near impossible for Cap to knock this guy out, because he's just physically tougher than Cap is. That's just the way it is. Cap's got a mild healing factor. He can heal, not even mild healing factor. He can just heal faster than a normal person because he's peak. Deathstroke has a healing factor and armor that's similar to the properties of vibranium. You're not going to be able to knock him out, Cap. So your best bet is maybe going to try to take him out. You're not going to want to do that, but you're going to have to. And that confliction's going to give Deathstroke enough time to basically take advantage of your confliction. He's going to toss a shield, and he'll maybe even do a Winter Soldier and catch the shield in his hand and do the exact same thing that Cap did it. And let's be clear, if Cap can do it, Deathstroke can do it, because Deathstroke, again, 99%, calculations, all that, 9 times faster than the human. He can probably use that shield just as well as Cap can. Tosses it back, Cap dodges it, and then he gets a lucky shot off. Probably wings him. Probably doesn't kill him. Probably wings him. And then he pulls out either his energy lance or his katanas, and then more than likely throws a killing blow at Cap. What's going to happen is he's got to catch Cap off guard to kill him. But because of the way that Deathstroke fights in comparison to Cap, I have to give Deathstroke the edge in this fight, and I have to give him the overall win. So if I were to say Deathstroke probably wins this, not up to here. These guys are fairly even. It would be a very long, drawn-out fight. Deathstroke probably gets this about not 40. I wouldn't say it's. Deathstroke probably gets this about 60% of the time. The reverse where Cap wins is as such, is that, first off, Deathstroke's helmet gets knocked off at some point. And I do believe that happens either way. His helmet gets knocked off. Probably fires again. Cap dodges and then tosses it, his shield, probably within 15 feet of them. And it's a good, strong toss, so it's going to come in fast. It's going to do one of two things. It's going to just knock him the fuck out, because it's going to hit him square in the head, or it's taking his head off. And that's where that victory for Cap comes. But unfortunately, because the shield's not actually designed for killing in that sense, I gotta give it more to Deathstroke. I give it about 60% favor in Deathstroke's favor. So yeah, that's Deathstroke versus Captain America. My opinions on that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you'd like us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. So I got a Star Wars video due tomorrow. Gonna see The Revenant tomorrow, hopefully. And in case anything else pops up, yeah, we'll talk about that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.